Hey everyone, today I'm making a Endless Space 2 video about the Sophons. Last video I talked about United Empire. I did a little guide on them. Today I want to do the Sophons. I'll be talking about the basics, the strength, weaknesses, stuff like that. So something about me is I got this game during a holiday sale. This was recently, so I am new to the game. But when I looked up tips and tricks and guides and all that, a lot of it was from years ago, like 5 years ago or more. And a lot of those tips and tricks worked. They helped me out. But I figured I make a new video in 2025. So I'm a new player making a guide video. I did play Sophons. I won of them, and I got an achievement. And according to the thing, only 5% of people won with Sophons. Now I did follow the guide mostly, so I'll be telling you about that. But yeah, only 5% of people won with Sophons, and I played of every faction. And a lot of them was 5%. Only 5% of people won a game, like total. So, which is weird because this game has thousands of reviews, but I guess only 5% of people won a game, which is interesting. Anyways, I want to talk about Endless Space 2 and Sophons. I'll be explaining this. I want to explain this like you never played it before. So what is Endless Space 2? Endless Space 2 is kind of a board game. You start out with a race, any race you want, an empire, and there'll be other empires and also other aliens just doing their own thing, not players. And you'll be expanding, you'll be meeting aliens, you'll be making decisions, and it's kind of like a board game. You take turns, you make decisions, you can upgrade your planet, you can upgrade the aliens' planet. Now, there are victory conditions, and basically what the victory conditions are is you have to take out at least half the empires. And taking out half the empires takes like 3 hours, right? So that's the victory condition. Usually when you start up a game, it takes about 3 hours. Now you can quit anytime, of course, but usually it takes about 3 hours to take out the other empires. So you wanna choose who you're friends with, who you're against, stuff like that. Now, what is Endless Space 2? Endless Space 2 takes place far, far into the future, and nothing that happened in our history happens in the game. So you don't really have to worry about it. This is a completely different history, so you don't really have to worry about the story, to be honest with you. Now you will have quests. Turn 5, you'll get a quest, and that is the story of the game. Okay? So, in these quests, there's like 7 quests, and each one has a story. So I'm going to be talking about the Sophons. So I'm going to hit new game. I was playing Unfallen for the first time. I was trying them out. Really fun faction. I actually find Unfallen easier than Sophons. I think I will make a video on the Unfallen. They're really, really fun. So, but this video is about the Sophons.
Listen to the whispers of
the Sophonity, where science and a reckless disregard for survival go hand in hand.
So what are the Sophons? So Sophons were born on a cold planet. They started out as like geckos and eventually evolved into this. Now you see these white stuff here. They became androids by choice. You can see these metal bits here. They have metal arms. So they got rid of their fleshy bits. Sophons got rid of their fleshy bits and became robots basically by choice. And yeah, that's basically the story of the Sophons. Now I'm gonna hit a new game because reading these small words to you is kind of hard, and when you hit new game, these words get bigger, right? So I'm gonna break down Sophons. I'm not gonna tell you 100% what to do. I'm just gonna give you a breakdown. I'm not gonna give you like a step-by-step guide on how to play them, but I will tell you, give you like a breakdown. Now I do think the tutorial is kind of bad, so I'm hoping this video is better than the tutorial, because the tutorial is honestly kind of garbage. Now when I hit new game, I'm gonna go ahead and let the movie play, because I do think the movie explains Sophons perfectly.
They have always been first, the Sophons. First to split atoms, mine asteroids, and capture the energy of the sun.
This big crystal here is computer,
First too to crash their test rockets,
if you're wondering.
trigger artificial earthquakes, and accidentally blow up their moon. Their great power has given them great irresponsibility. But through it, now, they're the first to create perfection. Me.
So there you go. It's a big supercomputer.
Masters of science. They
Alright, now we can play as the Sophons. So I'm not sure what to start with first, but let's just talk about the planet. So let's talk about the planet first, because that's usually the most important thing. So you start out with Heckham, and this is guaranteed. So the planet to the left of me, the planet to the right of me, and this other planet to the right to me is actually random. So I can't make a tutorial on Endless Space 2 because these planets are always random. As you can see here, this planet here can hold 3 people, and this planet here can hold like 6 people. So even the amount of people is random. So it's very difficult for me to give you a step-by-step guide on this game because there is a lot of luck involved. I would say this is actually not a great start. These planets to the right to me, not that great. This is actually a pretty bad start, to be honest with you. But anyways, it's not about that. Let me talk about the Sophons. So you start out with Heckham. These are your resources right here. You have 21 food, which isn't great, to be honest. You have 12 industry, which is really bad. That's really bad. You make 12 money every turn. That's pretty normal. Nothing too special about that. And then you have 28 science at the start. Now that's a lot more than normal. Sorry. 28 science is above average. Every other faction starts out with like 23, 22 science. You start out with 28. Now, Sophons have this special ability that no one else has, called Omniscience. Now, Omniscience basically doubles this number. So you start the game out with 28 science per turn, but with Omniscience special ability, you basically have double. So really think of this as like 50 science, if that makes sense. Now I'll explain Omniscience later on. It's a bit tricky. I don't think Sophons are the easiest faction, but they're not the hardest either. And they're not the worst at fighting. They're tricky. I'll say that. They're very tricky. And this purple star here is your politics. Now, 3 stars at the start is actually really bad. So your politics is actually below average, if that makes sense. Now you need politics to pass laws and to talk to anything that's not Sophons. If you want to talk to anything not Sophons, you need politics, which is this purple star. So really with Sophons, you can skip politics. And that's what makes them easier than other factions. They're easier than other factions because you can just skip politics. You don't have to worry about it. There is a law mechanic, and you don't really have to worry about it with Sophons. So you start out with a lot of high science, and that's good. You start out with low industry, and that's bad. So I recommend you don't really need any more science than this because it's above average. So really what you should do at the start is work on your weakness, like industry, and 21 food is pretty bad. So I would work on that. And that's how I would start. You have this planet upgrade here, which gives you food and industry. That's pretty good. This one here gives you science and money. Science is good, but we're low on money, so we might want to grab that. And this one here is science, which we don't really need because we're a science faction. So this one here we can probably grab less. I'm trying to say last. I got kind of a dry throat. I've been talking for a while. So I actually recorded before, and I found out my microphone turned off somehow. It was working before, but for some reason it turned off. Maybe it got unplugged or something. But anyways, I've been talking for like hours. The first time I recorded, my microphone turned off, so I got kind of a dry throat going on. Anyways, so you don't really need this planet upgrade right now because we specialize in science. Now, if we're a different faction where science is our weakness, maybe we want to grab this one first. I think grabbing this one first when we're weak to science, that would make sense. Okay? We also have these spaceships here, and I'll get to the spaceship section later on. But what makes your spaceships different from the other ones is speed. So I'll click on this one here, and it says 9 speed. So most factions start out with 4 speed, or maybe even 5 speed. So at the start of the game, you have a +4 speed advantage. Now maybe that doesn't sound like a lot, but having a +4 speed advantage at the start of the game is actually massive. So you definitely want to abuse this. Now when you first play Endless Space 2, you might think, oh, 9 speed, that's normal. That's actually a lot. It's way above average. So you want to abuse this. Basically what you want to do is you want to go out and you want to click on your ship, and you'll see this 9 speed. Now we can look at our start. Now every start is random, so I can't really teach you how to start, but you can see this line here, and this line is distance. Now I can tell you this line is about 7 speed long, which means we can get from here to here in 1 turn, and that's the Sophon thing. Everyone else starts out with 5 speed, meaning it takes them 2 turns to get from here to here, and that's what makes Sophons unique. They start out on a cold planet, which is unique. They start out with bonus science, which is unique, and they start out with this 9 speed, which is unique. Let's actually talk about what makes Sophons unique, and it's on a screen. So let's go ahead and click on the screen here, and this will give us a breakdown of the Sophons. So we have the Sophons. I already explained it. They're kind of geckos. This is a reminder in case you forget. I mean, let's say you play this game like a year later and you're starting it up. This is a reminder. And then they have Omniscience. What Omniscience says is it basically gives you double your science if you are the first to unlock something. Now what they mean by that is there's other players doing stuff, and if you're the first person to do it, you get a bonus. So if on the science, you definitely want to be the first person to do the thing. You'll get a massive bonus. You get double your resources if you're the first person to do the thing. Now eventually there will be a point where the game slows down to a crawl and everyone will catch up to you. So what this means is Sophons have a really good start, but eventually the game will slow down to a crawl and they will catch up to you. So you have a really good start, but eventually they will catch up. Okay, so that's Omniscience. Omniscience is kind of hard to explain. There is a picture, and I'll show you later. The picture might make it easier. So we start out with pilgrims. So these are kind of aliens. So if I go back to our planet, we have Sophons. Sophons are described as +3 science on cold. So you really want cold planets, and it tells you what planets are cold right here. So you know which planets are cold. So as Sophons, you're attracted to cold planets. Now, if you're a different faction, you might want lava planets, or you might want gas planets, and so on. But as Sophons, you want cold planets. Cold planets is the one you want first, basically. And you can abuse it. You can abuse cold planets. For other factions, cold planets are just normal planets, nobody cares. But for Sophons, you can actually abuse cold planets, if that makes sense. Now pilgrims are this one here. This one says +3 science with anomalies, and you also get +2 science. Doesn't matter what you do, you always get +2 science. So pilgrims give you a maximum +5 science, which is a lot. So other factions give you maybe +2 food, +3 the industry, maybe +2 gold. Having +5 at the start, most people start out with +2. Sophons start out +3, +5, which is massive. That's a huge strength. Now you might be wondering, what is Sophon's weakness if they have so many strengths? So you can see here we start out with low building speed, and that is a huge weakness. That means every time we build something, it's slow, very slow. Now this food issue will actually be a big deal because we want to expand at the start of the game, and every faction wants to expand at the start of the game. But with this food income, it's actually extremely difficult to expand at the start of the game. So we do have crazy fast movement speed, but we actually have a hard time expanding. And ice planets are kind of rare, so we want ice planets, but who knows if we'll get one. Let's actually check. Let's go ahead and check if we get an ice planet or not. They're actually kind of rare, so we'll see. Let me go check. We got... And I don't know what we'll get. I can't tell you. I actually have no idea. Looks like we got 2 grass planets, which is pretty solid. That fixes our food issue. And a science planet. So this is actually perfect. This is actually perfect start. This fixes our food issue if we can unlock this. We don't have this unlocked right away. We have to unlock it. And we have a science planet, which gives us even more science. So this is actually a perfect start. Now, this is random. Maybe you won't get this. I couldn't tell you. This is random. And we also have these lava planets. Now, lava planets are not that great, but you can see this bar right here, which is industry. Meaning, if we do unlock this, we'll get a massive boost to our industry, which is our weakness. So those green planets, the green planets will boost our food, which helps us expand, and these lava planets will help us build faster. So all of this is really important, but you do have to unlock it, and there is a cost. It's not free to unlock this stuff, so we have to work on that. Okay, let's go back to the description. Pathfinder. So Pathfinder says, so what Pathfinder means is, let me go back to the map. So Pathfinder says, you know how long this line is? Other factions don't have that. So this line would go on forever until it ends. But with Sophons, you automatically know how long this line is. And this gives you a big advantage. This gives you a really strong start, as you know what really you want the shortest line. The shortest lines are the more attractive ones, if that makes sense. You want speed. To abuse your speed, you want the shorter lines. So as Sophons, you know how long this line is at the start, and that gives you a big advantage. And that really cuts down on the decision making. You really don't have to make choices as a Sophons, so that helps out a lot. And now we know how long this line is, and we know it's over here. Now this line is pretty long. This will take us about 3 turns. I think this will give us about 3 turns to get from here to here. Now this could be anything. This could even be aliens. We can talk to them, help them out. You normally get 2 aliens at the start of the game. So this could be aliens, this could be bad guys, this could be a threat. This is a mystery. And I can't tell you what it is because I actually don't know. It's random every time. So I can't really teach you how to explore, but that's the basics. Fast Travelers 2. So every ship we have, doesn't matter which one, has +2 movement. This is great. So Sophons speed, basically. We're really fast geckos. So you want to abuse this? Basically with Sophons, you can explore the map first. You will always get that map exploration bonus. You can explore the map like crazy. So this is really powerful. Sophons, you can explore the map at the start. honestly, if you find a bad guy, just go ahead and ignore him just to get the exploration bonus. Because you do get an exploration bonus. So if you find a bad guy, just ignore him and just keep exploring the map. You get more and more bonuses just by exploring. So for Sophons, if you just go in a certain direction, you will get all these bonuses and you'll win the game, if that makes sense. Feeble Warriors 2. Feeble Warriors 2 means your soldiers are 20% weaker. And this is a big deal for combat. Now, soldiers aren't used until defending and attacking. And I'll go ahead and break that down for you. You want to click on this one here. This will take you to your military screen. And these right here are your soldiers. This is only for attacking a planet and the planet itself. If you want to attack the planet, you want to use soldiers. Now if you're in a spaceship battle, this doesn't matter. Don't worry about this. But if you're attacking the planet or defending a planet, then this matters. So these are our soldiers, and they're 20% weaker because we're Sophons. If your Sophons are weaker. Now any soldier we have will be weaker. So there's really no point on upgrading this. There's really no point in upgrading our soldiers because we have the worst ones. Now if you look here, we have tanks. Now tanks fixes our soldier issue. All we have to do to fix our soldier issue is switch to tanks. Now we don't have tanks at the start, but eventually we can get tanks. So really what we should do at the start of the game is get rid of our soldiers because they're just the worst. Sophons have the worst soldiers. That's just something you have to deal with. To get rid of our soldiers, we have to go to our invention screen, which is this one here. Now the invention screen is what Sophons specialize in. This is going to be most of your gameplay. This is going to be most of your decisions, which is the invention screen. And because of your race ability, omniscience, you'll get a bonus for inventing. And I'll explain that. Basically all your race abilities is here. Okay, so this is the invention screen or technology screen, whatever you want to call it. And tanks is this one here. And you can get this actually pretty fast because omniscience gives you double resources. So you don't get this that fast, but it's faster than everyone. It'll still take a while because it's expensive. Tanks aren't cheap, right? Tanks aren't cheap, but you will get this faster than everyone. Now only Sophons can do this. So this is the fastest speed you can get in the game by picking Sophons. So getting tanks, what is it? Turn 4. In 4 turns, we'll have tanks. And that's the fastest you can get. You can't get any faster than that. I would say this is the fastest you can get tanks. No one else can get tanks turn 4. So that's a Sophon thing. Only Sophons can do that. And omniscience is actually this symbol here. And this tells you if somebody has it first. So if Sophons, you want to invent something first. And this tells you if you're first or not. So if you're first, you'll see this picture here. This green arrow. This green arrow tells you that you're first. If you don't see that symbol, that means you are not first. And you will not get double science. So that's what that means. So you start out the game with about 20 science, but with omniscience you actually get double. So really we have 50 science, if that makes sense. And cold planets give us even more science. So we actually have about 60 science, which is way higher than everyone. We basically have triple. Everyone else starts out with about 20 science, and we start the game out with 60, if that makes sense. And we can easily get more. We can easily get even more science than that. But we start out with 60, which is pretty crazy. So Sophons have a really good start, is what I'm trying to say. But eventually the game slows down, and they will catch up to you. So they have a really good start, and then they kind of fizzle out. So here, this is tanks. We can get this turn 4. That will solve our soldier issue, our debuff, our downside. Over here is food. Now this is important because we start out with 21 food, which is way lower than average. I think everyone else starts out with like 40 food. So everyone else has 40 food. We have 20, which is really bad. So we want to grab this. We want to grab these food upgrades. Now our building speed is really bad. So we have to unlock this, and then we have to actually build it. And building it will take a long time, which is something we're not good at. So actually, we can unlock better food, but we can't actually build it because of our build speed. So I wouldn't get this at the start of the game, food, because our build speed is just so bad. What we could do is unlock lava planets, and that will boost our build speed just by being on a lava planet. Just by being on a lava planet, we'll have a build speed boost, and that'll help us out. Another thing I want to mention is this is actually level 2 upgrades. This is all level 2 upgrades. You're not supposed to have level 2 upgrades at the start. You're not supposed to have level 2 upgrades at the start. And the reason we have level 2 upgrades at the start is because of our politics. Not because we're Sophons, but because of our politics. So you can see here, our politics is scientists. And when you're a scientist politic, you can skip level 1 upgrades and go straight to level 2 upgrades, which is really good. For example, I can get this level 2 upgrade turn 4. You know when the next person unlocks this? Probably turn 20. I think turn 20 they will unlock this, and we'll get this turn 4. So as Sophons, we're about 16 turns faster than the next guy, if that makes sense. Now they will eventually upgrade their science, and this will slow down a lot. But as of right now, at the very start of the game, we are 16 turns than the next guy. We're 16 turns ahead. So right now we're the scientist party. That's our government. That will let us unlock level 2 stuff. But our government can change over time, and we'll go back to level 1. We gotta be careful. So make sure you're a scientist party, or you'll go back to level 1, and you will lose this advantage. Now, because you want to invent things first, it's better to get the level 2 stuff than it is to get the better level 1 stuff. Now, the level 1 upgrades are still good. These are still good upgrades, even though they're level 1. But as a Sophons, it's actually better to get the level 2 stuff first. And on the science is this symbol here. So you can see that some stuff has this symbol and some stuff don't. This does not have a science bonus, so we can't cheat that out. So this here is food and politics. Politics is what you need to talk to aliens. Any alien, any empire, any player. So this is the politics. Now, because we're speed, we don't really need this at the start of the game. So don't worry about politics at the start. This is food. Food's really good as any faction, but our building speed is so bad that we can't actually really use it. We can't abuse food. We can't really expand. Food resources tells you how fast you expand. Even though we're speed, our expansion rate is actually terrible. It's below average. So food upgrades are not that important right now. We'll have to fix that later. What we need is actually building speed upgrades. This is your military. You can get tanks turn 4, which is something only Sophons can do. So that's really strong. Now a lot of these upgrades are defense, which we don't need at the start of the game. So don't worry about military that much. This is defense only. Don't worry about it. This side of the skill tree is mining and money. Mining's really good as any faction. And we can take a look at our planet again. We actually don't have any ores. We didn't start the game out with any ore. But if we look over here, this planet has ore, but we can't mine it. So this symbol here, this blue rock, this is ore, but we can't mine it. So what we want to do is go right and click on the blue symbol here, and we can get ore. Now with our double science, it's 3 churns. Normally this would be like 8 churns for everyone else. Everyone else is 8 churns, but for you it's 3. Now some factions have mining unlocked at the start of the game, so it depends on who you're playing with. If you're playing with someone who has mining unlocked at the start of the game, you won't get this bonus. And without this bonus, it'll be like churn 10. Churn 10 you will unlock mining. Now mining really depends on what planet you get, so I can't really teach you. You know, maybe you get a blue start, maybe you get a yellow start. This is blue mining, this is yellow mining. Now the first military upgrade is blue, so normally most of the time you want blue ore, because that's the first military upgrade. And you can see here at level 3 you unlock yellow weapons, which means yellow ore. So really you should get this one most of the time, because that's the first military upgrade. The first military upgrade is blue. So we really need blue ore, but we don't have it unlocked. We also just don't have it, and that's just a random start thing. Our start is actually not that great. We don't have any ore. And this planet here has a flower. This flower can be used to upgrade our city, which is here. We can use this to upgrade our city. So we need flowers. Flowers are really important. So we really want these planets here. We'll get ore and we'll get planets. And you can see here there's an anomaly, and pilgrims love anomalies. So what we want to do is actually put a pilgrim on this planet, and we'll get +5 science, which is big. Whew, that was a mouthful. Gonna need a break after that. Okay, so where are we at? Let's see. Did I talk about the ships? Okay, so at the start of the game, you get a hero. Now every hero is different. Our hero is this guy, which is a senator. Now senators are really good because it means you'll be a scientist politics longer. Now, if you start hiring other heroes that are different parties, let's say you hire a farming senator. If you hire a farming senator, then there's a high chance you'll be a farming politics, which is bad because then you'll lose your science advantage. So basically at the start of the game, you want to hire science heroes so you can stay a science faction longer. But if you do hire other heroes, you can actually switch your faction if you want. So I'll show you here that we're a scientist faction, and that's what gives us level 2 unlocks at the start of the game. So right here we're a science faction. Now to switch factions, it costs purple stars, which we have 0 of, and we can unlock purple stars by just playing the game. If you get the exploration bonus for exploring the map, you'll get purple stars. If you hang out with other aliens, you'll get purple stars. If you throw a party, if you become entertaining, you'll get purple stars. When you do anything fun or social, you'll get purple stars. And we can use purple stars for our politics. Now, Sophons gain purple stars at a very slow rate. So slow that I pretty much never use this screen. If you're playing Sophons, don't worry about this screen. You'll pretty much never use this screen because your stars take forever to pile up. So really, as the Sophon faction, don't worry about this screen. And don't worry about purple. Anything purple as Sophons, don't worry about it. They're not a purple faction. There are purple factions in the game, pacifists, but you are not a pacifist faction. But you can switch to one. That's actually one of the quests. You'll get a quest turn 5, and it'll ask you if you want to be a pacifist or not, which is purple. So we get a hero at the start. So senators are really good because it means you can be a scientist faction longer. But if you want to switch it, you can. You have that option. Right now we have the choice of scientist faction or a religious faction. Now religious factions are more actiony, so it's up to you. If you want to be actiony at the start of the game, you can be religious. So we have a counselor. Now counselors, what their job is, the job of the counselor is to make your planet stronger. So at the very start of the game, we can make this guy a counselor and make our planets better, which is really good. But what I like to do, because it's turn 1, what I like to do because it's turn 1 is hit create fleet and then click on this button here. If you click on this, you will get a bonus ship, which is your hero. Now your hero is a talker, not a doer. So your ship is not that great. It's actually pretty bad. But having a bonus ship at the start of the game is really good. Now you can explore twice as quickly, and Sophons is speed. So this ship here normally has 4 speed. This ship here, as normal, will have 4 speed. But just by being Sophons, you have 6 speed. You have that extra plus 2 speed just by being Sophons. So you have a permanent speed boost. So really, as Sophons, you can just blitz around the map. Sorry about that. But yeah, as Sophons, you can really blitz around the map. Now this is your start. This is your starting area. Now somewhere, I want to say somewhere around right here, somewhere around here is actually the other player, the other empire. And you can talk to that other empire, the other player, by unlocking this upgrade here, which will take 3 turns. So in 3 turns, you can't talk to players at the start of the game. You have to get this upgrade here. Now other players will unlock this turn 20. You can get this turn 3. So basically what you can do at the very start of the game is immediately go to the other player, the other empire, which is about right here. Now this is actually huge. This is massive. Being able to see the other player at the start of the game is huge. Because if I go to the treaty screen, well, if I could, it's locked off. But if I could go to the treaty screen, you'll see static. And static means you don't know who the other empire is. But with Sophons, you can immediately figure out, like turn 5, who the other empire is, who the other players are. And that's big. Basically, as Sophons, you have map knowledge. And that's big. This will save you a lot of time, because other factions have to explore. But with Sophons, you already did. You already explored, just by being Sophons. So this cuts down on a lot of decision making. This cuts down on a lot of time. This cuts down on a lot of things. So as Sophons, you just start the game out with map control and map vision, and you can use this as leverage. You can actually in Endless Space 2, you can actually sell map vision. You can actually sell that. It's an item you can sell. So something you can do at the start of the game is actually sell your map vision, and you'll get a bonus for that. So that's something you can do with Sophons, which I don't think anyone else can do. Now eventually other people will catch up to you around turn 20. So for 20 turns, you have this massive map advantage, this massive speed start. But other players will have to catch up to you eventually. So that is the Sophons. Basically, they're a map faction. They can also unlock stuff quicker, which means so our spaceships right now start out with a machine gun. If I click on my spaceship, you can see that it has a machine gun at the start. This is a machine gun. And as Sophons, because we can unlock stuff faster, we can quickly get lasers and shields and like beams and all that fancy stuff. We can get better shields very quickly. We can get some crazy stuff at the start of the game. We can quickly, honestly, if Sophons, you can quickly get the best weapon and the best shield. So your military is actually really solid. You get speed, a permanent speed boost, and you also get pretty much the best weapons at the start of the game. But the price of this is, again, your industry. Your industry is so bad that you cannot spam as Sophons. I cannot spam this ship. If this ship... Hold on. My industry is so bad that if this ship goes down, it'll take forever to make a new ship, and you lose basically all your advantage at the start, because the start is very important. The start is what makes you unique, right? But if this ship goes down, it's going to take a long time to make a new one, and you will lose your map advantage start, basically, because by the time you make a second ship, you will lose your map advantage start. So yeah, basically Sophon's weakness is you can't spam ships left and right. Hopefully that made sense. I tried to break that down so anyone can understand that. Sorry if I'm repeating myself a lot. I've been talking for like hours because the first time I recorded, my microphone turned off, so I got kind of a dry throat going on. Oh yeah, let me tell you Sophon's win condition. Because you start the game out with basically the best guns and tanks, you basically start the game out with tanks, which no one else can do. Your win condition is basically the best weapons. I think Sophons have the best weapons, but they have so many weaknesses, especially talking. They're very bad at other factions. So this is a random map, and we should get random aliens. And with Sophons, we'll have a very difficult time talking to those other aliens. And that's a pretty big weakness. Other factions will get stars quickly. Our faction will get stars slowly. And this will make it very difficult to meet other factions. Another problem with Sophons is because their food is so low, it'll actually be a hard... We can get planets. Planets is easy for us. For Sophons, getting planets, super easy. Super easy. You can get any planet you want. Super easy. But because our food is so low, we cannot fill those planets with people. And that's Sophons' problem. Now let's say it's turn 100, and you do have food, and let's say you do have all these planets full of people, then you don't have any weaknesses. So really, about turn 50, turn 100, all your weaknesses will be gone. So what you want to do with Sophons, you can get tanks at the start of the game, which are like 3 times stronger than people. So you can go ahead and grab that. And you can grab these ship upgrades over here. You can get these ship upgrades extremely easy because of your science. You can easily get these ship upgrades, which no one else will have. And you can get these weapons up here. These are up here is weapons. You can get weapons way quicker with Sophons than anyone else. So Sophons is not really a military faction because of their feebleness, but with their science, they have the best weapons. Now because they're feeble, they suck at planet battles. You cannot really battle planets with Sophons. You're gonna have to get someone else to do that for you. So Sophons have a really good start. They can fight, but they have a hard time ending the game. And they have a really hard time controlling the map because they cannot attack planets. You need to attack planets to control the map, if that makes sense. So they have a really good start. Other people will catch up around turn 20. And really good space fights. Sophons, fantastic space fights. But you'll have a low population count. See this 3 right here? This 3 is your population count, and that'll always be lower than everyone else's because of your food. Now, having food problems is a cold planet thing. Because you're on a cold planet, you're gonna have food issues. If we get this grass planet over here, that will actually fix our food issues. And if we want other planets, if you do want other planets, there are other planets on this screen right here. We can unlock other planets using this screen. I'm not sure what else there is to talk about. One thing I'll mention is you can make your spaceships even faster using the edit button. If I edit my ship here, I can make my ship even faster. But that costs money. If you want to spend money at the start of the game, you can. It's up to you. But you can make your fast spaceships even faster using this edit screen. And you can unlock better speed later on. So we start out at high speed, and we can upgrade it so it's even better. I'll tell you now, every faction, usually their speed is 5 or 6. And ours is like 10. So we have double everyone else's speed. So that's Sophons' greatest strength. Now, it will take us a while to unlock the good weapons and the good tanks. And we do need to make those, which will cost resources, which we don't have at the start of the game. So, I know what makes Sophons good, which is the early weapons and the early ships. But actually finding the resources to make that is the hard part. And there's also the population issue. The population issue makes it very difficult to expand. So as an empire, you're gonna have a lot of trouble expanding. Now the quest does help with this. If you do the quest turn 5, it's always turn 5. If you do the quest turn 5, this will help out your problems. So you want to do the quest, and it will help you out your. Basically, if you have a bad start, which I do, I think this is a bad start. To be honest with you, this is a terrible start. If you have a bad start, the quest will help out with that. It will fix your start, basically. So you want to get the quest done, turn 5. And that is Sophons. I think I talked about everything. Your win condition is space battles, and win conditions are space battles are this. If you want space battles, you want to go here, the top left. So this top left part of the screen is your win condition. Now you still need to make the ship. Which requires a factory. So you still need to make a factory. But if you make a factory and make that ship, you win. If you play Sophons, you grab these ship upgrades, you win, basically. And that is your win condition. Now to beat Endless Space 2, you have to take out at least half the empires. In this case, it's 2. So in this game mode here, I have to take out 2 empires using using the better ships. So that is something we have to do. We don't have to take out every empire to win, but we need to take out half. That's our win condition. Now other players can catch up to you. So really, this is just an early start thing, and eventually, basically, with Sophons, if you don't win right away, you will lose because everyone else will catch up and surpass you. So Sophons have a really good early game, but everyone else has a really strong late game. Meaning, if you wait too long to attack, you will lose, basically. If you wait around turn 100 to attack, you'll lose the game, even if you did everything right. Even if you did everything perfectly, you'll still lose turn 100 because they would have caught up to you, if that makes sense. And I think I'll end the video there. I have a really dry throat for talking for so long. I've been talking for like 2+ hours now, and I got like a dry throat. So I think I'll end the video there. I think I made it clear. Let me know if I did or not, and let me know if you enjoy this game. It is a board game. You don't have to play it perfectly. No one cares if you played it perfectly. Like no one like you can make mistakes. No one cares. So it is like a board game. And hopefully you had fun. Now this is what I recommend you do. As Sophons, you don't have to do it. You can do whatever you want. But that's just my recommendation. Oh yeah, one more thing. Your hero is a talker, not a fighter. So eventually, you do want to put him back on. You want to get rid of this ship eventually. You don't want to keep this ship here. Eventually, you don't want to keep it. You do want to get rid of it. You want to get rid of this hero ship here. You want to make him talk again, basically. And yeah, so I'm kind of worn out from all that talking, and I'll probably make more guides after this. So I'll go ahead and see you in the next one. I think this is gonna be it for this video. This is just the basics. This will give you a head start, I hope. And yeah, I think that's it for this one. Bye.